Hey everyone, my name is Melissa Strange and welcome to another episode of For the Love of Drag. Today we're going to be talking about RuPaul's Drag Race Season 9, episode number 7. Can you believe we're at episode number 7 already? But this episode was also known as hashtag 9021ho. Now, like when Farrah said she was born in 93, I can relate because I was born in 92, and that show was bloody huge in the 90s. I didn't watch it in the 90s. Well, I guess I kind of did because like my stepmom would watch it, so I would definitely catch parts of it when I was a kid. But it wasn't until like I was a little bit older and in probably high school that the reruns would be on and I'd watch it, and then they came out with the like new one, I guess. I don't think it was a remake. It was more like a now on 90210. I kind of watched some of that at the beginning, but personally I've never been a huge 90210 fan. I've probably only seen a handful of episodes, but I get what's going on. So this episode starts off with the post-Cynthia LeFontaine elimination, Goodbye to the Cuckoo. And the queens seem like pretty chill. They don't really seem too bothered that she went home. Alexis seems really pumped that she finally won, that she is the queen. And we got, of course, Nina Bonina Paranoida Nina Brown being paranoid as usual. Basically saying that she is no longer going to get in her head, but that lasts literally like 20 minutes into this episode. And then it's a new day in the workroom and Ru announces that this week's Maxi challenge is going to be hashtag 90210, a remake of 90210 with special guests Tori Spelling and Jenny Garth. And I'm like, okay queens, so stepping up since Peppermint won the lip sync for her life in the previous episode. She is going to have to assign each of the characters to each of the queens, and I'm like, alright girl, let's see who you're gonna destroy. But she doesn't. She instead, you know, is fair and asks everyone, like, okay, who do you want to be, who do you want to be, who do you want to be, who do you want to be? Now, Aja was not so happy with who Peppermint assigned to her because it wasn't either of Aja's picks. And I don't think Peppermint was being shady by giving Aja something that wasn't her pick. If anything, that probably would have done well for Aja because it was a pretty interesting role, and if she just went with it, it would be good. But, you know, she started throwing a fit, and Shea Coulee was like, girl, I'll switch with you, it's fine. Like, I'll be the grandma, you be the bitch, because you're being a bitch that you want to do it, and let's just get this over with. And then Peppermint does switch it. And I'm like, shit, girl. Now, any character that Aja ends up doing for this sketch, she's already kind of in her head and been a little bit of a mess. And I feel like this isn't the first time. Like, during the Kardashian thing, she wasn't, like, super excited to play one of the Kardashians. I think that really hurt her in that acting challenge. Maybe acting isn't her strong suit. So I'm like, girl, don't throw a fit like that. But this competition is strong. The pressure is on, so I'm not surprised that some of these queens are really starting to crack under this pressure. During the filming, they are present with Tori and Jenny, and some of the queens are struggling. Like, Nina Bonina Brown is doing her whole, like, back-talking to the directors of this movie, and they're not really able to give her any criticism because Nina, again, is just bright in her head and snapping back. And I'm like, girl, don't do this again. Like, Ru has talked to you. You can't, you're gonna screw this up and go home, girl. You can't. You gotta snap out of it. Like, this is, it's kind of starting to get hard to watch because, like, I like her, but I'm like, ah, like, this is, it's a lot, you know? You just want her to succeed, and then she just keeps getting in her head and being rude to people. I'm starting to, like, really teeter on the Nina train, and I don't want to because I think her looks are fierce, but her attitude is not great. But we actually see that quite a few of the queens do kind of slip up and struggle a little bit during the filming of their 90210 picture thing, movie, show, whatever, skit thing, their acting challenge, whatever the hell it's called. And I was like super interested to see how it was going to play out. Like, I was kind of almost too distracted to even pay attention to them filming it because I was just waiting for the finished product. Because I was like, Katie, I know they have to show this and that, but like, it's so all over the place. Like, nobody, there was a few that were doing like really well, but there wasn't anyone who was doing like so bad that you're like there in the bottom right away. There was a few people that you're like, I'm worried for you. And then on Elimination Day, as the queens are getting ready, Aja says that she feels bad about the way she freaked out for her 90210 meltdown about what character she was gonna pick, and I'm kind of nervous that they're honing in on that, and that she's talking about like she's kind of apologizing about it. And then Trinity and a bunch of the queens start talking about high school and their experiences with family members who have had cancer and who have passed or are alive or what's going on. Shay and Sasha also talk about it. It's really emotional and a great moment. But I'm going to keep moving on for this episode, although they do talk more about how Sasha Velour is why she's a bald queen. Most people probably already know. I think we found out before, or I found out online, that she is a bald queen because her mother had cancer and lost her hair and didn't feel beautiful, so then she became a bald queen to, like, you know, use that beauty and prove that being bald doesn't mean you're not beautiful. And, like, that is really nice. I have alopecia, so a lot of my hair is gone. Sometimes kind of why I started wearing a hat in my videos. So it's just cool, you know, when people, I don't know, like her talking about how her mom didn't have hair and didn't feel beautiful, it kind of speaks to me because, you know, like I said, I have alopecia. I've had it for a couple of years now, and I'm missing a lot of hair at the back of my head and quite a few spots at the top and stuff, and I'm pretty good at disguising it, but I can feel, like, I understand what she means, how some women would definitely feel ugly by losing their hair, and she's doing, I think, a really good job of showing people that you can be a bald queen. She's not the first one, especially not on Drag Race. We've had Angina, we've had the princess, who else? Nina Flowers did a lot of bald looks, I feel like, or a lot of shaved sides to the head look kind of things. Anyways, let's keep going. Okay, and the look on the main stage this week is big hair everywhere, but just on their head, because I don't think any of these queens did like hair outfits. That was totally a challenge in the past where everything had to be like made out of hair or wigs, whatever. This wasn't. This was just really big hair looks, which was just, it's so good. But I'm still angry at the lighting because Valentina's look was clearly, I gotta move my cat, but Valentina's look was, you want to hang out for a minute? Okay. Valentina's look was lily pads. Lily pads are green, and that lighting made her look blue. She did not look green, and it was weird, and I was kind of confused. And I remember that the lighting, you know, at RuPaul's Drag Race this year has been odd. I feel like Trinity and Peppermint's looks were kind of similar in that, like, lioness type thing, whether it was the hair or the outfit. I just kind of got similar vibes from both of them. Oh, I loved Sasha Velour's punk rock look. It's so good. Oh, Nino Bonina serving up a look. Meow. Can you say meow? Say meow for Nino Bonina's look. Say meow for Nino Bonina's look. Say meow for Nino Bonina's look. Meow. Thank you. Alright, I'm putting you on the bed. Shea Coulee serving up a Banji look. Oh, so good. It also really fit with the 90210 theme, I felt like, which was pretty smart of her. Finally, I feel like Alexis Michelle served us something a little bit different, a little bit, you know, darker and like edgier than what she's been doing, so thank you. And I loved Aja's look tonight. I think this is definitely one of my favorite looks from Aja this season. The hair worked, the outfit worked, her makeup looked banging. Oh, she did so great with this look tonight. I was very proud of her. Because honestly, you could clearly see that she's getting better as the show's progressing. And usually there's one or two queens that you can really see a good change, like a good elevation in their drag happen during the show. And Aja's definitely one of them in my opinion. So then we see the skit and some of those queens brought it, served it, done did it, killed it, knocked it out of the park, served it, brought it back, killed it, fried it, burned it, killed it. And those ones are definitely Trinity Taylor, killed it, Shea Coulee, slayed it, Farrah, I thought Farrah did really good, Sasha Velour I thought did really good. The rest either kind of fell flat a little bit or just like weren't super standout-ish against the others. And then clearly in the bottom was going to be Aja and Nina, and I was real upset. I was so upset that I actually paused it and stepped away from the show for like a half hour before I went back to watch it because I just needed like a moment to regroup, because those two I actually really do like and I follow, and so I didn't want to see either of them go, and I'm like, no, why are they in the bottom? But then, you know, in that half an hour, this is what I was thinking. I'm thinking they're gonna keep Aja over Nina, because Nina, Miss Nina, Bonina, Fanana, Fana, Fofina, Get in Your Head, Paranoid, Brown, has pretty much had the same critique this whole season, and that is that she's in her head, get out of your head, and that's like the main one, is that she really doubts herself and doesn't go that extra mile and really try, because she's constantly in her head. She's been told not to talk back to people and be rude to people and all that. Literally, Tori Spelling and Jenny Garth said that they were scared to even talk to Nina Bonina because they were scared she was going to snap at them for the criticism or critique, whatever, the advice that they were giving during the filming of 90210. So I'm like, it's probably gonna be Nina. Like, unless this lip sync, unless Nina slays it, just based on this episode alone, I feel like Nina would go home pre-lip sync. Not saying that I don't think that after lip sync, but at this moment, because this is before I'm even watching it, I'm thinking Nina's going home. Because Aja, they love her makeup this week, they loved her look this week, they thought, you know, she did okay in the skit. Nobody really did horribly. Like, this wasn't like, this queen did so bad, they're gonna be in the bottom. They were clearly the weakest out of the bunch, but actually the whole group did really well on this 90210 performance. A lot better than certain things. I think this was way better than even the Kardashian musical that they just did a couple of weeks ago. There was a much more like rounded, let's call it rounded, crew performing this compared to the entire performance of Kardashian the Musical. That being said, I'm thinking Aja has clearly gotten better over the past few weeks, few episodes, whatever. Nina has pretty much had the same critique, that she's been negative and in her head, and she's kind of struggling to get out of that, but at least Aja's showing some improvement. Also, Aja can slay a lip sync. Nina also was really good lip syncing, so I'm like, this is gonna be a nail biter. And then I pressed play and watched it. I didn't feel like Aja served it enough. I think she did really good, but I think she was just literally in her head at that moment and just didn't serve it enough. Now, do I think that Nina's like 2 seconds of voguing on the floor won over the lip sync? It's kind of possible, because they were really on par. Aja did that like jump up, split, death drop, whatever happened there. Was she do a cartwheel into a spinning split? I don't know, that was sickening. But I feel like, and they were really in sync in certain parts, but I feel like they had to kind of just outshine each other a little bit. And Rue really started laughing when Nina was, you know, voguing on the floor, so maybe Aja could have done that too, because y'all know Aja can vogue the house down boots. So I was, you know, kind of surprised that Aja went home. Like, I am actually kind of surprised, but at the same time, as this has been going on this season, I didn't see her winning. So the only, like, maybe if they bring the queens back to participate in something, maybe then she'll come back and do a little bit better and go a little bit farther, kind of like a Trixie storyline where you don't go home the next week, but you do like a couple more weeks and then you do even better, and then I think that really wins everyone over. Something like that could happen for Aja. If she's gone and it's done and she's not coming back this season, okay, fine, I'll take it. I think that this is kind of, it's like the middle point right now. It's a good kind of spot to go. You know, you made it, you didn't go the first out, you didn't make it to the end, but you landed somewhere in the middle, which is pretty good. I'm kind of surprised Farrah's still in it. Also, I'm kind of surprised that Alexis is still in it. I mean, she did step it up last week with Eliza, and then this week with, I think her outfit was better, but I don't think her performance was necessarily that amazing. So, there's certain things that I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's a good spot. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below if you think that Aja went home at an appropriate spot, or if you think that Nina Bonina should have gone home instead of Aja. Because I'm genuinely interested. I'm still kind of processing the whole thing, because, like I said, I paused it for like a solid half an hour before even seeing the lip sync, just to give myself like like, let me take it all in, let me think about what I just saw, let me think about the season so far as a whole, let me think about the future, and I really kind of thought that Aja was going to be safe and that Nina would go home. But I also really think that RuPaul loves Nina about Nina. I mean, we all love Nina. I think Nina is fabulous. Fabulous. If she ever comes to Toronto, I will go to her show. Same with Aja, of course. Well, most of these people, but I'm just saying, it's nothing against, you know, Nina versus Aja, who I wanted to stay more, because honestly, either of them staying, I'm cool. It was just kind of like I didn't really think it was Aja's time to go. And Nina's, based on her critiques in the past, I feel like it was kind of her time to go. But I'm still cool with what happened. At the end of the day, it's what it is. It is what it is. And Trinity won this week. I forgot to say that earlier. She killed it. That was just so good. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you thought about the outcome, what you think is going to happen next week on RuPaul's Drag Race. I'd love to know what you think is going to happen, who you think is going to go home. And let me know in the comments down below. Usually at the end of these videos, I pick a comment from last week and discuss it with all of y'all in this video. But the thing is I'm going to skip that this week because a lot of your comments, there's not really more to go talk about. A lot of it was saying Team Valentina, what else? That you thought Cynthia should go, that we all agreed on so much that I don't really feel like I need to dive deeper into anyone's comment last week, but please leave me some really interesting things about this episode that you want me to keep talking about, because I feel like there was a lot that happened and I really want to talk more about Aja versus Nina and that whole situation. So make sure to leave me a comment down below so that we can talk more about that next week. And also subscribe, because I will be back next week. There's also going to be some really interesting content coming up on my channel. And we've also extended the audition time for the Lip Sync Jungle. So if you still want to audition, we're still accepting auditions. We're not really closing the audition date. We're going to keep it open for a while, so please check that out. The link is in my description. Yeah, I look forward to seeing people's audition tapes, so make sure you send those in. Give me a big old thumbs up for just doing this every week, and for everyone's sweet looks. I don't know. Thanks for watching this video, everyone. Once again, my name is Melissa Strange, and until next time, stay strange.